Iann Dior is a very interesting artist, in my opinion, career-wise, not his music necessarily. Seeing how popular he once was and how bright of a future he had, I'm like pretty sure he was an XXL freshman. He was, and I remember. I think that like the year he was on was like a good year. I need to go back and do that because if this is really random, if you go back and look at some of the like newish kind of like 2020, 2021, 2022, like those years for XXL freshmen are actually a lot better than I feel like a lot of people remember, or at least definitely better than a lot of people said they were at the time. Because I feel like no matter what, every XXL freshman list, people are going to call it trash when that's like, a lot of people don't get the point of what they're supposed to be, which there definitely was a point in time where XXL themselves forgot, but I feel like that like recently they've kind of hit a lot more than they've missed, kind of, in my personal opinion. Unless I've like looked at a list and then maybe it's a lot more 50-50 than I think. But anyway, back to Iann Dior. He actually had a humongous hit, him and 24K Golden, with that song Mood. Not a song that I particularly like that much, but I could definitely see why it was a huge hit. I think it's a diamond song now. If it's not diamond, it's multiple platinums. I do know it went number one on Billboard, and if it didn't, then it was top 10 for like ever. It has, basically saying it's a very huge song. It was a very huge song. He looked like he had a promising career. He had a lot of good, like, I don't know if it's still up because I think copyright might have got a hold of it, but I had like a reaction on this channel to his, like, one of his albums, like, or like EPs that had Good Day, which I think was another pretty big song by him, another pretty good one too. It's not as good to me now as it used to be. And was it called Prospect with that song with Lil Baby, maybe? That might have been what it was called. He had a decently sized song with Uzi that kind of got a little bit of traction. But like a lot of his bigger songs were collabs, and he wasn't necessarily able to pull that much by himself. He never really built a strong solo career foundation, and he doesn't really drop albums that much. So he's kind of fell more to the background. He's still decently popular, but I don't know if how much of that is people listening to his older popular music than his new stuff, which kind of falls more under the radar. This album is called Cycles, I think. I'm pretty sure it's called Cycles. And honestly, it's a very basic experience. I'll start off with stuff that I like. Iann Dior does have a very nice sounding voice, and he's able to stretch it. He's able to do good vocals, good melodies, good choruses. That is definitely something he is good at. He has found a way to do that, and I just think his voice sounds really nice, honestly. Like Good Day, I think his voice like sounds amazing. That's not a song off this project, and to be honest with you, okay, I'll get to that in a second. But another good thing I like, this album's short. It's only 11 songs. I can't really complain about that. It's like 30 minutes. You can't have too bad of a time because, the time's not even that long. So, you know what I mean? But that's kind of all that I, like, noticeably liked. What I was going to say a second ago, but it was a negative, so I wanted to wait, is that this album is, like, very forgettable. It goes in one ear and immediately out the other. Nothing there's no bars or nothing like that stick with you. There's nothing he says. Choruses or like his flows will be catchy and like you kind of get those, but I can't tell you lyrics. I can just tell you how the chorus kind of went, if that makes sense. I can tell you the flow of it, and I can go along with that, but I can't give you lyrics. If the song was going on as I'm singing it, maybe I could it could piece together and my memory would have to jog. But besides that, just going off of it right now, there's nothing memorable. This is an album. It's the definition of a 5 out of 10. And I know that might seem like harsh, but it's not. I'm not going to call it bad, but I'm not going to call it good neither. I liked it. I didn't dislike it. I didn't really like it either, though. Actually, it was just neutral. It's music. It's background music, which kind of sucks to say because, like, I think Iann Dior has the potential to make pretty good songs. he's just kind of this album's just not that at all really. It's the definition of a 5 out of 10. It's so mid.